and positive. You know what I'm saying? And then step back for a second and then analyze, okay, well, what if this was me? How would I feel? How would I be? How would I, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and that goes with everything in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for my best friend that wanted to know about why white people couldn't understand what was happening with all of us as blacks, because they just will never get it. That's why a negative person will not get what a positive person is going through, because they're negative. But at the same time, step back and try to understand what this person could be possibly going through.
But just because I understand doesn't mean I have to accept.
You're not obligated to at all.
It doesn't make me
you're not obligated,
and it doesn't make
you're
me
not obligated
person.
to. You're not obligated to at all.
That question.
Now, if we're on our first date, if it's not sex and we go out on a date and we're sitting at dinner talking, so do you know your status? That's something that should be asked off rip. That should be out of normal conversation.
That's true.
It shouldn't be something that we hide on the hush. So, do you know if you're HIV positive?
Right.
Bitch, no. Hey, you know your status? Yes, I do, bitch. I'm negative. I mean too, bitch. Let's go. Oh, you positive? Okay, girl. Well, let's really. All right.
I think that makes sense.
I agree. It
Do you agree?
And now I want to ask. Have another topic. Speaking on, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I want y'all to come up with, you know,
with the whole truth and all of this that we were talking about. And this goes to kind of relationship wise or friendship wise, or say that you're entertaining a guy, right? You like this guy and y'all kind of start entertaining each other. At what point, if you were entertaining a guy and y'all kind of kicking it, you kind of doing what you're doing, no sex involved, kissing, whatever, and you as a person who lives positive, HIV positive, at what point do you tell that person, or would you be able to be with somebody or continue to build something with somebody if they come out and say maybe a month after y'all have been together that, hey, listen, I got something to tell you, I'm kind of living this way, or whatever. Would you continue to stay with them? Would you work something out? Would you be upset? Would you, I kind of want to know, like, everybody's feelings on.
I think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell the truth, you won't have to live a lie. Like, why even set yourself up for that situation?
So you
But technically, he's not lying.
But let me ask you,
he's not lying, but this is something where that it can either work in your favor or it could just.
Okay, so for me,
and especially we know that people feel a certain way about HIV,
right?
And that HIV, you can go to jail for it if you don't tell somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So these things, if you're living that way and you gotta play it out. Like,
but I'm like, okay then. So at what point then? So that means that because like not everybody that you meet on Jack or wherever you meet them, that you're not gonna instantly like have something, y'all gonna build something and you're gonna go somewhere. So at what point? So when I first meet them and I introduce myself to you, hey, I'm Ned.
Before you get intimate, and
not even the point of getting intimate, because we're not even down that line. I'm not even on that level. You're not on that level.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, so
yeah.
All right, so I've met a lot of people online who, believe it or not, tell me instantly.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are still living in the past, but in Orlando, 1 in every 4 black men have HIV. So this whole conversation of HIV not being still this whole closet, it's not like that for some of the time.
Right.
Not everybody still is on the hush hush. There are people who tell you off the rip, hey, you want to fuck? Yeah, let's fuck. Hey, just so you know, I'm HIV positive. You cool? I see so many profiles, HIV positive, undetectable.
Right.
So it's not that as it used to be.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
Now, what I am going to say is, some people are not as forthcoming with the information.
Right.
The fact that the person didn't sleep with you, I give kudos to. Because he is HIV positive and he does like you, so therefore he did not sleep with you because he's still giving you that choice. Now, he didn't tell you in the beginning, he's not lying to you. But the reason is because maybe he wants you to like him for him first before you make that decision as an HIV negative male to not fuck with the HIV positive male.
Right.
Like me for me first.
Yeah.
Like me for me first. Not saying it's the right way to go because it is kind of fucked up. You made me go for a whole month, but let's keep it real. In your mind, you're like, oh, that's fucked up. But you know what? I kind of did enjoy my month with him.
And you haven't done anything.
Right, we have, and he respected me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he could have fucked me. I wanted to fuck, but we didn't. He respected me.
So you're saying, but my question is, at what point do you then tell them? Because
it all depends on how comfortable you make him feel. You can't rush that. Some people
I think you only tell them when they ask.
No, of course not.
No, this is my thing. I think it's everybody's responsibility to protect themselves.
Don't ask, don't tell went out a long time ago.
No. I mean, that's just me. That's just me. Because at the end of the day, you don't know who has what and what's going on. And if you really care about your life, that should be a conversation that should be a conversation that you have. And at the end of the day, the thought process behind HIV, like so many people are still so ignorant to it. It's not a death sentence. Right. No, in no way, shape, form is it a complete, oh, I'm dying tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people need to really understand that. So my thing, because I've dealt with people, my ex for 2 years, cheated on me for a year, ended up having HIV, and I still, can you grab one of y'all, can y'all grab that? And I still tried to stay with him, even after him telling me that he had HIV. Give me the opportunity to know, if I ask you, if I say, what's your, this and that and the third, you need to be able to say yes or no. And if you say no, let that be the
I know that.
You turned her? All right.
Good.
It's good? Yeah. I see Hector.
Okay.
You come have a seat real quick. We gonna finish up. Take off your shoes for me, please.
Yes.
We just gonna take off do this last. But go ahead. You was gonna segue into what was you gonna say?
My question was, because you just said that your ex, and you know, at what point did your ex tell you, and how did you feel at that point when they told you? How long were you together before they expressed that?
Well, we were together for 2 years, 2.5 years, we were together for a whole 2 years. 2 years and a month, because I said 2.5. 2 years and a month before I felt it necessary for us to go get tested. Back then, and this was so long, I've been single since 2007. So back then, I didn't really care about HIV. I didn't think about HIV. But at the same time, I wasn't having unprotected sex with him either. I don't know why I wasn't, but we just weren't. We always used condoms. So when I found out that he was HIV positive, and we both got tested together because I found out that he was cheating on me for a year. I was like, okay, well, let's go get tested. We got tested, and I was like, okay, I want you to know that you're not going to be alone. I'm still going to be here for you. I love you. Let's make this work. But he's the one that, he's the reason why it just never worked, because he broke down because he found out that he had HIV. And I tried everything that I could do to support him, and he just fell apart. So give people the opportunity to make that decision,
right,
if being asked. Because just like he said, if I come out and say, well, I'm HIV positive, then you might not never want to get to know me. And I could be a beautiful person. Right. Inside and out. I could be the best boyfriend you will ever have, versus somebody else you think they cute or whatever, and they're negative, and you still going through this nigga cheating on you every fucking week.
Or you think they negative.
Right, and I was gonna say, tell you also, it stems way beyond just being HIV positive. It is so much. So I can tell you, hey, guess what? I'm positive, and then you can have gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, all kind of other stuff. You're not telling me that because, man, maybe you don't know or you do know, so whatever. But it stems way beyond all of that. Just the positive standpoint, because you express that, but then they don't say anything. So you have to be careful on both ways. But I was just wondering how, we all felt as a group.
I just think for some people, it's a deal breaker.
Like, it is because that's the ignorance of the deal breaker.
Wait. But why is it ignorance?
Because it's sad.
It's not sad.
It is. When I say
it shouldn't be ignorant, nor should it be considered sad.
Listen, it's a level of ignorance. When you are not completely educated on the virus, it is a level of ignorance if you just say, okay, I'm done.
So it's the same thing.
If you just say, okay, I'm done, that's just
the same thing as saying me being Puerto Rican, I don't date nothing but Puerto Ricans. I don't date black men. That's ignorant. No, it's a choice.
It's a choice.
Right, so
it's a choice. But hold on.
Stay in your lane.
Hold on. but in saying that you choose to just date blacks or to just date whites just because of what though? And that's the thing. Like that, I think that is a choice. But it's just there's a reason behind that, and it's not going to be a profound, educated. All around the way reason. No, it's going to stem from something that I feel will be a slight level of ignorance.
So then, so can we go like one to one? So at what point when you're meeting somebody, Hector, you tell me if you're just introducing yourself, that person, you the negative person, them the positive persons, they should tell you at what point from the first day we have our conversation that you will feel comfortable with them telling you, or that you will want them to tell you. So you can make that decision.
Well, first, I actually kind of agree with Wes as well.
Talk to the camera.
Well, first, I kind of... Bitch, don't tell me what... Actually, well, first, I kind of agree with Wes because I would ask. I wouldn't even give you the opportunity to tell me because I would ask. Because I'm not ignorant. You understand? So I would ask.
You asking day one, or you asking?
I would ask if we meet and come on, when you meet someone and you're interested and you know you're gonna date, then you just know. So at that point, I'm gonna ask you. If you're my friend, it doesn't matter at this point. So I'm not gonna ask you. When you're ready to tell me, you'll tell me as your friend. As a partner, if I know I'm getting to know you, then I'm gonna ask you because that's something that's very important to me. Who's, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So then again, but my question is, so you're asking at. When we meet, I'm just saying whatever we meet, we're just gonna use Jack because that's just like the most common thing. We're talking to Jack, and you.
See, I can't answer. I can't answer on the other half because. Like I said, immediately I'm asking. I don't give you the opportunity not to be around the bush.
Okay.
Within the first 10 messages, if we're talking about sex, I'm asking.
Right.
You answered the question.
Now, if we're on our first date, if it's not sex and we go out on a date and we're sitting at dinner talking, so do you know your status? That's something that should be asked off rip. That should be out of normal conversation.
That's true.
It shouldn't be something that we hide on the hush. So, do you know if you're HIV positive?
Right.
Bitch, no. Hey, you know your status? Yes, I do, bitch. I'm negative. I mean, too, bitch. Let's go. Oh, you positive? Okay, girl. Well, let's
really.
Let's
all right.
You asked so get your Puerto Rican.
This is like being
You set your
okay, I cut it there, but
He's one of those people. He's one of those people in the club to be on the mic and be like, if you HIV negative, raise your hand. Why don't you do that in the night?
Exactly.
Right.
That's your best friend.
You ain't got no STDs, put your hands up.
That's your best friend.
Like, what is the question?
What's the question for him?
I don't even remember.
It was
But at what point
do you tell, or at what point do you
I think
expect
at least before you're intimate, it needs to happen. Whether it's a month or 2 days or
But if you're
2
trying to,
hours.
this is just. Are we talking about sex? I'm talking about trying to build a relationship with somebody. Like like I like you, you like me. We cool. You know, would you want them to within the first, 3 days of us talking? You want them to tell you that?
I think.
But not even intimate, because you know what I'm saying. You might say in your message like, "Luke, I'm currently looking for somebody that can chill
I'll talk
with
to you
you."
that long on that stuff, but like intimately,
Right.
yeah. Like I want to know before we're intimate.
Right, I understand that.
Can't say there's a time frame though. Like you can't
Yeah,
put a
I like
time
your
frame
response. I like your response. So I think that's
like
good.
because you have to. It just depends on how it goes.
Well, not a time frame. I was just saying that at one point when you're, trying to get to know somebody, do you want that other person to come out and say, "Hey, I'm positive," or "Hey, I got an STD," or whatever?
It depends on how the conversation goes. Because like if we're talking about sex, like Hector said, if we're talking about sex, then yeah.
Then you're gonna say. Okay.
But if we're just like vibing, just having a cool conversation, then then eventually it'll get there.
Right. At least get to know this person.
Right.
Yeah, because
before I start
what if nothing
questions.
really happens between us, and I just told you my business for nothing?
And you can tell all
And
your
I've seen too many times on Facebook where somebody gets really mad and just put your business out there.
Screenshot text message.
Text messages, and I've seen it. I've seen it.
Well, that's why those conversations you have in person.
in person.
I think that this topic was great dialogue, and I appreciate you for bringing it up. I really do. Because a lot of individuals are afraid and don't feel comfortable with divulging such information like that. But I think, once again, that stems from a level of ignorance. If you're into someone and you're educated about everything that's going on around you, you could still be into that person if they have HIV. Point blank, period.
I'm just saying like this. I think ignorance is a harsh word.
I think
there's a better word. That's almost like saying a person is retarded. No, they just
retardation and ignorance are two completely different things.
I mean, but it's just like using the word retard. Ignorance is
the word itself.
It's a word itself. It has a lot of power.
If you give it that power,
that's just like
hold on, because that's just like calling everybody. That's just like calling everybody on here nigga. Not everybody wants to hear that word, but if you give that word power, then bitch, your ass will get shot if you call the wrong person nigga. Don't give the word ignorance that much power.
But okay, say it like this. I feel that calling me ignorant is offensive.
What's the can we say the lack of knowledge, then?
Uneducated. You're not educated about HIV and how far it has advanced in the years and how people are taking care of themselves. You know, this and that. Don't say, oh, well, you're ignorant if you don't know about HIV. You can't say that.
We bring you back one time and you tearing up. Really?
So the moral to the story is educate yourself on HIV.
That's it. That's pretty much.
But if a person decides that they choose not to be with someone who is HIV positive,
it doesn't make you.
It doesn't make them a horrible person.
No, but I think that we were looking at it from the standpoint of like you've met me. We chill. We've been a whole 30 days with us hanging out and kicking it and enjoying one another. Then I tell you, and then you're like, oh yeah, well nah, I'm good. So then you're like, well damn, you know what I'm saying? Right.
I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. Does that really make them ignorant?
No.
No.
I like a person with HIV.
And that was my point. That doesn't make you ignorant. That just makes you a person that does not want the possibility of catching an STD.
That's your choice.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And then it shows me that hey, this person is not for me. If I just told you
there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, once again, it goes back to the statistic that I just said. 1 in every 4. Hey, bitch, that was the one. You got 3 more to go. Who's gonna be all right? You know, find one in that group. I'm just making another joke.
I guess I make that blatant, blunt, real, honest statement because if one of us, like you said, oh, you're negative? Yes, girl. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, but bitch, what if in 3 months you become positive? Now your whole mindset is going to change and you're going to want someone to care about you, to love you, to be with you, and to, you know what I'm saying? It can happen to any one of us, point blank into the period. So my whole point to that whole word ignorance is, what if it happens to you?
So what, now, I should live my life with the fear?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, just have more of an open mind to the levels of what it takes for somebody to have the virus and to go through with being positive. You know what I'm saying? And then step back for a second and then analyze, okay, well, what if this was me? How would I feel? How would I be? How would I, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and that goes with everything in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for my best friend that wanted to know about why white people couldn't understand what was happening with all of us as blacks, because they just will never get it. That's why a negative person will not get what a positive person is going through, because they're negative. But at the same time, step back and try to understand what this person could be possibly going through.
But just because I understand doesn't mean I have to accept anything.
You're not obligated to at all.
It doesn't make me you're not obligated, and it doesn't make me less of a person.
You're not obligated to at all.
That's unfair because you're saying because you have made the wrong decision in life, and because you just said you just said that. Don't play me, nigga. You just said that shit 5 minutes ago.
I don't know.
You said when you said when you talking about, oh well, if you catch it, it's your fault for not asking. Did you not just say that when you said the person is responsible for finding out when someone has HIV or not? You just said that.
Yeah.
It's the same.
You asked a question. I'm talking about asking a question. But what are you talking about if you just not have it? I'm confused.
Right. No, because it's gonna be made seem like I'm. No. You already said it.
Say it though, because you don't have.
It's just it's just not fair to subject me to be more open-minded of someone who's HIV positive, and the fact that I don't date them because they are HIV, and that is the reason you're making me feel like I'm a bad person, or I'm less of a person, or I'm ignorant because I don't want to put myself in that situation, and that's unfair. Because you call me not as open-minded as you are, because I will not date somebody who's positive. That's not right.
Okay.
If I meet somebody, if I like, and let's say I met you, I like you, you came out to me, that's not my thing. I'm sorry, Drake, you're a really, really nice guy, and I'll take that loss emotionally, but that's not something I want to get into. If you meet someone in sex who likes other stuff than you ain't fucking with.
Yeah.
Then you're not gonna fuck with that person. You know why? Because you're a really nice guy, but what you're into in the bedroom is not my cup of tea, so I'll take that loss emotionally, keep on moving to the next, you keep on your search. Same thing. That's not my, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you telling me, it doesn't make me ignorant because I don't want to date you. It just makes me aware that I am not going to possibly contract something after sleeping with you.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me ignorant, nor does it make me a bad person, is what I'm saying.
Okay. I can agree to that statement. To a certain degree.
Now, next subject!
Right.
Next subject.
Good. Right.
Well, let's introduce.
I had no clue this was gonna go this far.
You did, bitch.
My bad. That's what you brought it up.
That was great dialogue. That's great dialogue. But we do have someone.
But wait, say something on that subject, and then we can go introduce. But say on that subject, we're on the subject. Finish it. You finish
Introduce
it.
yourself.
You finish it.
I'm gonna say it like this. I had a friend who met, almost like in West's situation, met someone that was positive, and ended up giving it to his partner. And I kind of felt some type of way behind that, because I really felt this friend, I was really close to this friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up dying, and then that's when his partner found out that they were HIV positive. So just educate yourself on it, because you can be with a person. And after that happened, I really just started looking at things, just really, asking questions. Even when I go to the clinic, asking questions about HIV, and the doctor, talked to me about it and stuff, and was like, well, people have medicines for that. When you are current on your medicine and all this and all that, you have a less likely chance to catch it from that person. So you have to become educated. Yes, it is your choice to mess with somebody that's HIV, and just know that if you do mess with somebody, make sure they are on medication, make sure they, help them out.
Taking their medication.
Help them out, taking it, and you can live with this person. And I just want to say, if you do happen to catch it, which if they're on their medications, study shows that you won't, you will not catch it. If you happen to catch it, don't think that you set yourself up for a death sentence,
or that you even got it from that person,
or that you got it from them. I mean, depends on what you're doing in your sex life. Depends on what you're doing in your sex life. But don't think that it's a death sentence, because a lot of people are living, and this is from my knowledge of researching this, a lot of people are living with HIV longer than people live with cancer, and diabetes, everything. So educate yourself on HIV and how to protect yourself and how to live with it. You won't know it until you actually put yourself in that person's shoes.
And I would say this, onto that, just to put that out there, Hector, you go to hell with the draws on. But I will say this, like what you said, along with what you said, I have a friend, a close friend of mine, who I've been friends with for years, and he has had 3 boyfriends. All 3 of his boyfriends have been positive. One has passed away. God bless the day he left. But he had three boyfriends that were long relationships, that they was doing whatever they was doing, and he still remains negative. And he had texted me like a week ago. He had texted me. He was like, he's like, I went to the clinic and got tested. He was like, I'm still living. So, and he's negative, but he just said that to me because, and you can live like that with somebody who is positive. You can have a spouse that's positive, and he had 3 of them that were positive, and he's still negative. So you can live your life like that. So don't be afraid to live or to be intimate with somebody who is. Yes, being honest and being upfront and telling the truth, that's the best way to be. Honesty is the best policy. So you tell them up front if you're going to be intimate, but then when you feel comfortable enough to tell, if you're not going to be intimate, but if you're going to build a relationship with them, then yes, when you feel comfortable to tell them, then that's when you tell them, you know. But it's so much stuff that has went on, like you said, with research and medication and blah, 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 that you can educate yourself, and that's what you have to do. Educate yourself on it before you just throw somebody away, because that could be somebody that you could possibly be with, you know, that could really help you, you know.
And honestly, like, with so much out there, like, I wouldn't mind dating a positive person because I know where they stand. If I know they're on their medication, they're taking it, and they're constantly, and they're going to the doctor, and I'm going with them, and they're saying, and the doctor's saying, okay, well, you're in a good standing, you know, I would rather date that person than somebody that I just meet on the street.
And you know what, Trey, that I ain't gonna cut you off, but that's so true. That's what my friend, that's just what he said, that I already know what they have. So I ain't gotta worry about I know what I gotta do to protect them and myself. So I ain't gotta worry about all that extra stuff. That's it. And I know what I gotta do, you know? So we'll move on to the next subject. Thank you so much for listening. Education is the key.
Education.
The more you know.
And I think that's the level between ignorant and not knowing. It's education.
Is bliss.
It's education.
And ignorance is.
And on that token, let's introduce our guest.
He said, asshole.
So, give your name, your zodiac sign, and your Instagram.
My name is Travis Scott. Zodiac
The
sign.
full name?
Right.
That's fine. No tea, no shade. I go by Keely's Cartier on Facebook. My Snap, what'd you say? Instagram is Understand Trap. My zodiac sign is Cancer.
Right.
Damn, y'all here today.
Yeah, we here. We live.
Cancer in the building.
So Hector actually came with some topics that he wanted to talk about. Actually, let me
You
start
want to take a
that
break
video
and
over.
do a whole new
Yeah, we can do it.
I need to
We can do a
regroup.
whole.
And I need to go and pray.
Don't be having to
Pray for y'all. Yeah.
Explain to the people that weren't able to understand your history with your sister, if you can give us a little brief synopsis of how you came to meet and how that all worked out for the show.
Okay, yeah, I met Asia when I was about 15. I was about to turn 16.
I was trying to hurry. I didn't know nothing. All I did was I came. I didn't want to do nothing. I was so hungover. I couldn't do nothing.
There was everything else.
Right.